So, I was an absolute idiot and forgot, of course, that the NX1 shuts off at 30 minutes. So I went on to talk for like 15 minutes or so. Um, the audio interface cut out. The SD card got full. I don't know when that cut off. This is kind of just, it's a work in progress. I shouldn't beat myself up too bad about it. Talked about some good things, but I do need to talk about this. So it was better in the first take, but now I can still relay it, the main idea. So I've been talking for a while about sacred space. I got into architecture because of the Wilmette Baha'i Temple of Worship, um, and I talked to Kat about the white world and how I wanted to create, virtual worship space. Not necessarily VR, but kind of places where people could tune in on the internet and maybe pray or communally worship or whatever they choose. And I think why I think I came here and did all this for a reason, and it wasn't that intentional. But I think what's happened in me making these video works for the past 4 or 5 years, coming to Hawaii and making this platform after having studied architecture, and doing this transmission now, even though I'm about to leave in 2 days, is kind of revelatory because I feel like I have created a sacred space in projecting these kind of contemporary or even futuristic, really hyper precise and clean, kind of sanitized digital images onto the body, onto the forest, with the sound of koki frogs in the background and the din of crickets and the cool rainforest air. This is something that I don't think has really been done. And I don't think it's really something that Metahaven's done or any other contemporary artists that I could imagine doing something like this. And it's really exciting. And I feel like it's really new and I'm feeling good out here. I feel like I could be back here for hours doing this. I would love to have a dancer back here. I would love to have this be in silence. I would love to have this be in a synth bath. I would love to have speakers back here playing different frequencies. And I think what's so exciting about it is this is just the beginning, and I've never done anything like this before. This is really experimental. I didn't plan a project. Time was so short that all I could do is just do a couple 30-minute talking sessions back here because I didn't have time to script anything out or storyboard anything out with such little time left. But this is something that I can continue to do and invite other people to experience with me. And there's something magical, as I said, about the video bending, these images being in an unfamiliar context, the power of projection outside of the gallery or outside of the flat wall. And I think I have that one person, I owe that one person for inspiring me at the student work show at SVA, the Chinese young woman who was projecting through water in a beaker. Actually, there's a glass gun that she had made, and I think that really opened my eyes to what video exploded onto different surfaces and through materials could do. So the sacred space idea of video out here is something I really feel, and I think other people might like to experience as well. One of the ideas of this platform was that it would be communal and a place to do a discussion group in the kind of Gordon Matta-Clark inspired way that I discussed with friends when I first came here, of sitting around a bottle of tequila and talking about a certain topic until that tequila was gone. In Matta-Clark's case, it was an architecture. In my case, it might be what new religious spaces could look like. They could look like this. They don't have to be churches. They don't have to be, actually built spaces. They can be portable and immaterial, and it can just be a sense of reverence for the moving image on the body, or seeing unfamiliar rendered content on a tree warped around, leaves that are the alpha channels of the mask. And I think that's the main thing that I wanted to say. After the video cutout, I did a quick run through of some of the conceptual underpinnings behind these video works, because I haven't really done an interview about my work very much before. but I feel like to do it in depth in a proper way without just blasting through these different projects wouldn't be that interesting to anyone. But maybe they would be to myself, and that's why I did it last time. So I guess I'll do that again, just because I do have memory left on the SD card for the camera. The audio is going to be shitty, but hopefully you can hear me and I can boost it and maybe clean it up in Ableton, just while I'm out here and I have the setup. So, rewinding back, this is the Red Ring, the communist anime video that I did. Collecting a bunch of anime images of communist characters, and this was after seeing the lyrics, My Friend the Communist, in the song Soak Up the Sun, and the ring has kind of become a joke of my own over the years because I really liked the red ring and featured it on my website and other things. So this is just kind of a pulsing red ring that I made in Premiere, composited with the communist images and with my remix of the song, kind of a pop, like a PC music Eccojam, if you will, of that lyric about my friend the communist, with some synth arpeggios on top. Can't hear it. Next up is this Ryan Farish mashup with Charlie XCX. Charlie XCX is doing it with Ryan Farish's Living Water. Ryan Farish is a positive chill out artist, nicknamed the Download King, that Sean and I discovered in Shazam in a Chicago sandwich place, and we were really obsessed with his beautiful kind of vaporwavy music, stock royalty-free type stuff, but actually kind of melodically transcendent, mashed up, with a kind of with the software that I use that you can plug in videos and then I'll mash it up into 3D geometries and you can adjust the parameters, and really beautiful results occur. This was just a short Instagram thing, Angel Wings, green screen of course. Here's some visuals from Pop 50, the queer Brooklyn warehouse rave that I threw. That was a sequel to Pop 40. All kinds of different imagery that just looks futuristic and beautiful and clean. Some falling diamonds inverted. Some Hatsune Miku. That was actually from Matter Movie. I used Matter Movie in the Pop 50 visuals. Some stuff from the QT film for the PC music heads. Here's some visuals from my Valentine's Day Transpico show as Broken Spear. Playing a lot of stuff from Truth Pieces for the first time ever. Only time ever. With keywords kind of floating across the screen. Floating screen captures. Screenshots. Floating, drop shadowy type things. YouTube searches. Silent energy, a lot of allusions to Broken Spear culture and the Broken Spear universe that obviously probably no one gets except for me, but to kind of make it feel bigger than myself, and something that someone would take that much time to do, which is, what I did. Keeps going, Physics of Love. Sped up sunset imagery for the Vera Mist video for Gray Zone that we shot at Kua Bay here. Really nice sped up time lapses that were really nice to shoot at night on the beach. More Pop 50 visuals. Now we're getting into the Truth Pieces videos with the yellow subtitles. This is Perla Haney Jardine and my song 25 Legs, featuring a poem that she wrote, shot in the Scorpio Vegas backyard in East Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Cutting to the next one. Oops, I skipped Catalano. This is me on my own shirt now. Let's get that player away of me kind of cosplaying as Jordan Catalano, or Julius Metal, who's a fan of Jordan Catalano from My So-Called Life, as kind of a fanboy, rock star, Nickelback-esque crooner. This is kind of fun. And then the last one is this kind of emo, heavy shoegaze thing featuring Sasha, my friend from St. Petersburg, in kind of a Seattle grungy manner, scanning over analog photographs printed out but then shot digitally with candlelight and a fidget spinner. And yeah, I think here's Matter Movie, a film I did for the Journal of Art Criticism, their first volume about falling in love with anime characters. This incredible sequence that I used in my first test in the backyard, and I have a couple seconds of footage of it on my phone, and it's really beautiful to see these paint strokes. That was kind of my beginning of thinking about alpha channels and physicality and video painting, which I'm, continuing now. I'm in this 3D world, and I talked about this in the clip that got deleted, but the beauty of being in the basement of Avery Library and grinding so hard in Rhino and 3ds Max to make that world, and then just seeing it flash across my body in a second, evoking those kind of emotions of the labor and also the creative energy, but now just turned into ornament. And then it ends with this happening video from a friend that ordered 3 MEO PCP and distributed it to a group of friends one night, and we were all instructed to listen to Basinski's disintegration loops and make a video trying to tell a story of where we're from. And I have a lot of webcam photos of me from the past, mashed up with kind of Google Earth photogrammetric explorations of my home, my childhood home, and all in the floating drop shadows of my taste. And it got cropped because I didn't zoom out enough, but you can see the participants actually of the experiment at the top floating and looking really happy, because I wanted to bring a positive energy to the kind of depression that the dissociative was generating. So that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I love you, and this is the final transmission, and I would say it was a success.